So you might be wondering, why am I wasting my time reviewing Season 2 for Black Ops 7? Well, to be completely honest, I'm shamelessly chasing views to appease the YouTube algorithm gods. If you're wondering why I didn't review Season 1, well, I was so fed up with the game at that point that my brother and I didn't even bother. Not that his game was even working, because for whatever reason his game, it stopped launching. But yeah, the horrible campaign really soured the game for me. It really soured the experience. So I just said, screw it, I'm done playing this game. So what did they add with Season 2? Is it any good? Can it fix the issues that I had with Black Ops 7? Well, let's find out. But before that, do the things that appease the YouTube gods. And you all know what that means, so please do it. It really helps out small channels. You've got to be kidding me. This is the first thing we see when we open the game is buy our Black Cell Battle Pass. Are you kidding me? We're still doing these levels, these ridiculous hallucination levels. That was the worst part of the game. Oh my god. I don't know who this is. We have some new girl boss. Keegan wasn't enough. She was super cringe. Maybe this girl will be actually cool. I love that. The second I hit, oh, let me play the game. Here's an advertisement. Best value, $29.99. Best value? Shut the f up. Oh, let me buy it. No. I already wasted $70 on this game. You're telling me I'm going to waste $30 more? I mean, look at this. Look how slow this is. There's no cars or anything around me. And I have to run 720 meters to get to this objective. Activision, what the fuck? I don't even understand what the point of this mode is. Like, I'm just driving around doing these random objectives. Is this like an extraction shooter, or like, what am I doing here? Wow, what a hard encounter. What the heck was that? I shot one guy and the whole thing went down. I guess they're all dead. I guess we did it. Wow, 3 really slow zombies. This is so hard, guys. So difficult. I'm just standing here. I'm not even really taking damage. This is ridiculous. They're so lazy. These enemies are just reskins of zombies. And the little spider guy is straight up from zombies. Oh, and of course, somehow my car blew up when we were fighting all those guys. So I have to run 1,000 more miles. Just gotta keep running. What the f? They're using the manglers too? Are you kidding me? I fucking hate the manglers. No, the mangler spam is back. So I'm just going to go through their Steam patch notes, right? So it starts off the story so far. This season, of course, centers on the Guild again, who are easily one of the worst Call of Duty factions of all time. They're a huge joke. And so apparently after Emma Keegan was, I guess, captured, I don't know what else happened with Season 1. I really don't care. The Guild is now led by some bald guy named Alden Dorn, and some new girl named Victoria Atwood. And the cutscene shows they're advancing something called Project Synapse, and that they somehow kidnapped David Mason, and they're using him to recreate something called the Sealing technology, which let them control human emotions. Now, I really can't remember it all because the original campaign was so shit, but was this Sealing even in the original campaign? Is that a Season 1 thing? Is that what the gas is called? I can't remember. It's the campaign's that forgettable. I mean, the only thing I really remember is the dumb cringe moment and how Menendez was ruined and Keegan was a joke and the level design was bad, blah, blah, blah. That's a different video. All right, so let's just go step by step through what they've added. Is this actually going to save Black Ops? Let's see. Let's find out. So first, they talk about some of the stuff they added to the endgame mode. This horrible extraction shooter kind of mode that is just so boring. It's so empty. At least when the game came out, it was just so boring. You just shoot a bunch of guild guys. And yeah, I only played it like a few times because it was just a lot of running around, boring empty maps. And shooting boring enemies that have bad AI, or sometimes bullet sponges, and that can barely hit you. You have to be standing still for them to hit you at all. So what did they add to actually improve this mode? So they added something called Guild Strikes, which basically is just a way for them to add little mini events through the mode. And they claim that it ensures that no match will be the same because of this, blah, blah, blah. Randomization stuff, right? And that these zones that get striked by the guild are more difficult and have bosses, strike bosses that can be defeated for high tier rewards. Now, what exactly is a high tier reward? I have no idea. I couldn't be bothered to play long enough to find out what that is. It's too boring. They also added some more skills, which I guess is cool. Some of the skills were all right in the game. That is one thing I did like that in the campaign, is that a lot of the skills were at least decently unique and decently fun to use. They also added some power nodes, which basically just helps you level up your combat rating, which lets you get new skills faster, which that's one thing I did like about the mode. I don't think that was there at launch. When you level up, you get to choose between these different augments that say you take less damage, you reload faster, you plate up armor faster. Kind of basic stuff. I didn't see any that were really too exciting, but I do like mechanics like that. And at least it helped you feel a little more powerful as the match went on. And they added some skills called the Eagle Eye Track. Basically, you can do more headshot damage. You can aim faster, you stun enemies when you break their armor, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go over all of these because, frankly, I don't even know if anyone plays this mode. When I played it, getting footage for this video, no one was talking, no one was communicating at all. Everyone just kept running off to do their own objectives because it's so easy. It's super easy. Maybe if you play long enough, you get to do some of these higher tier enemies and you actually need your teammates. I don't know, but it didn't leave a good first impression. There's so much just running around. Like half the time you're just running around, not fighting anyone. And you have to run like 1,000 meters without a vehicle if you can't find one, if you get unlucky. So you just waste a bunch of time. The mode really just feels like a waste of time. And finally, at the beginning of the season, they also added like a motorcycle ability, which, yeah, that's pretty cool. It looks weird. It's like a demon motorcycle. I wish it was just a normal motorcycle. That's the biggest issue I've had with Black Ops 7 was the aesthetic. I mean, my brother and I, we complained about this in our campaign review video. Yeah, they're still going with it. If this game just wasn't Black Ops 7, if it was like just a different IP, or if it just wasn't Black Ops, if they just did a different Call of Duty, heck, or if they just brought back the Advanced Warfare name, I don't know. Just this whole game does not feel like Black Ops at all. Oh, and another ability, they let you summon a really cool robot guy to fight with you. That's a good one, and it can revive you. So yeah, pretty much what they added right now with this mode for the endgame stuff, yeah, it doesn't really make it any better. Stay clear of this mode at all costs, unless you just want to be bored. They say mid-season they're going to add some like glitches that spawn in the nightmare zones, and defeating one of these like strike bosses can trigger a glitch, which is they say it's a rare off-map event that pulls you into corrupted broken ceiling data, and you have to survive multiple waves of enemies and defeat a boss. Fun. And you supposedly get these powerful skills. Now, what will these actually do when this part of the update comes out? Who knows? Being honest, I probably won't be around to play it. They're also gonna add basically the Pack-a-Punch, some exotic fabricator is what they're calling it. You can upgrade any weapon to an exotic weapon. Cool, I guess. And that's pretty much it for the in-game mode. That's all they added. When I played it, it didn't feel all that different from when I played it at launch, except for the new skill additions and choosing your skills. That was cool. But yeah, the biggest problems with that mode is the map is way too big. It's way too empty. There's way too much running around. It's a walking simulator, just like the campaign was, because the campaign took place on that map. So what are they adding for multiplayer? Now, I didn't cover multiplayer at launch, mainly just because I was just sick of the game. The campaign was so bad, I just said, screw it, I'm not playing this game anymore. Well, but actually, playing multiplayer now, I don't know how different it is from launch, but this is where Call of Duty is at its best. You just have fast firing guns, good gunplay, and fast time to kills to constantly keep killing your enemies. And I like that you can just respawn instantly, which I think that's been in the past few CODs, but you just get this fun, fast-paced gunplay. And some of the new modes they've added were really good. Like, I like the one where you had to like take an EMP, like an EMP would spawn in the middle and you had to fight for it and then take it to the enemy capture zone. It's sort of like a reverse capture the flag. So what did they add in this update? Well, they added some new maps. They remastered Slums. They remastered or reimagined Yemen and added some new maps. Always, yeah, pretty standard for Call of Duty stuff. The maps I did play were pretty fun. They didn't feel too annoying. I didn't feel like I was getting spawn trapped every 20 seconds. Of course, one of the new maps, Torment, has this annoying level design with the cradle gas. That's what it's called. I guess now it's the ceiling. I don't know what the difference between this is. Who cares? But of course, it has to have this horrible aesthetic. Some of the other maps don't look that bad. Like there's one that's a sake factory. That's kind of funny. So what else are they adding? They are adding some new and returning modes. They're adding like a payload mode called Safeguard. We have to, you know, stay near the payload and move it down the path. It's very simple, seen in a lot of games. I do always like those kind of modes, so that's fun. Although in Call of Duty, you die so fast. I don't know how well that'll actually work. Another new mode they're adding is Overdrive, which is just team deathmatch, but the more kills you get like cool new abilities, which that's a fun idea. It's a returning mode, but it's one I've never played, so I'm looking forward to try that one out. And then they're adding a gauntlet mode where seems kind of interesting. You just have to challenge a team and you play over 5 different game modes, one after the other, and whoever wins the most wins. That seems all right. I'd rather just play one match and move on. They're bringing back Infected later in the mid-season, which always fun. I don't know how Infected is never at launch. It's just one of the most basic modes. Why did they save this one until mid-season when it's just copy-paste? That's a good question for the devs. They're also adding some new score streaks, or one new score streak later in the season. Yeah, it looks like it just has aimbot. It's like a aimbot gun. It's a smart pistol from Titanfall. And then also finally they're bringing back ranked. Who the fuck plays ranked in Call of Duty? I mean, really? Who does that? Oh, you can play like the pros and sweat your ass off. Yeah, that sounds fun. Half the fun of Call of Duty is getting in a lobby and stomping noobs. So why you would want to subject yourself to playing ranked with only sweaty players? I don't know. And God, like half this article is all about ranked stuff. Ranked this, ranked that, how you rank up, blah, 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 rules and stuff. No, yeah, I'm not going to play ranked. Fuck that. And then finally, they're going to have some like random multiplayer events. Oh, earn camos. Wow. Earn meaningless rewards. Oh, okay, sure. Just stuff to keep people who play the game a lot, give them something to do. So let's talk about zombies.
Any questions? However, stay with me here. Zombies.
I absolutely hated the first round-based map. That map was so large and so repetitive and so boring. It was basically Transit 2.0, except you had control over the car, which I did not like. It kind of ruined a lot of the tension with being on the bus. And then, of course, your teammates could just drive off the car without you, and you would get fucked. But that was launch. What about now? Well, I guess first, let me talk about how Zombies, the second Zombies map, I already forgot the name. Sorry, I'll put it on the screen there. This map, they're in space. It's like you're on an asteroid and you're in space in between Jupiter and Saturn. And this map should have been the launch map. This map was actually really good, and the layout kind of reminded me of Origins a little bit. Maybe not as big. Definitely not as big, but just the aesthetic of this map and the layout and the enemies, the boss enemy, everything was so much better than the giant open map Ashes of the Dam. That map sucked. The new one, or well, I guess this one was in season 1 or just sometime after launch. I honestly don't know when it was, but that one, that's what it should have been at launch. That one was really good. I really enjoyed my time with that map. And even the boss design was it was a cool, unique boss design. He was super tanky, like a nemesis type enemy, like basically unkillable. But he doesn't chase you around like all the other ones do. He just patrols around the map, and if he sees you, he instantly becomes invisible. You can only attack him if he hasn't detected you. Otherwise, he spawns an invincible shield, and you have to destroy his little drones to deactivate it. But he keeps respawning them like so much, so it takes a long time to kill him. And he even shoots you. He doesn't attack you directly. He just shoots a ray at you that makes all the zombies way more aggressive and super fast and do way more damage. So that was another unique part of that map. I really enjoyed that. That's how special enemies should be. It actually felt like a threat and didn't feel like they just spammed 300 manglers at you once you hit round 30, right? But anyways, getting off topic, let's talk about the new zombies content. They're adding a new survival map, Mars, which, yeah, looking at the screenshots here, looks pretty good. Definitely that the zombies content was lacking at launch. Only having the Ashes of the Damned and then one tiny little farm map, which also the aesthetic looked just like Ashes of the Damned, so that they both basically felt the same, which didn't help. They're also adding cursed survival, which, you know, the cursed mode, which is a really nice addition. It basically kind of had more of the classic zombies ideas where like you only start with a pistol, you have a limited HUD, you don't have the mini map showing you where to go everywhere, which is another annoying problem with the modern zombies. And you also had the point system where you had the old point system where you shoot zombies and you can get points, which I sorely miss. The only thing that mode still has that's annoying is it still has armor. It still has armor. Please get rid of armor, I beg you. That's the one thing that would fix zombies. Why wasn't cursed mode on the survival maps at launch? Beats me. Another cool mode they're adding to zombies is the starting room mode, where you're just stuck in the starting room and there's no way out. I believe you have all the perks and stuff, and you know, pack a punch, but you're just stuck in that one room. It's a tiny map, think like Nocturtoten. That's cool. That's a cool mode. I like that. Again, seems very simple. How come that couldn't be at the launch of the game? Like, all these things would have improved, I think, a lot of people's perception on the game. It wouldn't have been so negative if it wasn't so bare bones at launch. They're also adding new gobblegums. Yeah, who gives a shit? Gobblegums are fun though. And then later in the season, they're adding a new round-based maps, Paradox Junction, which, yeah, if it's like the last one, if it's like the second map, I'm looking forward to it. If it's like the first one, God, please kill me. Yeah, please never Treyarch, never design maps that are big and open where you have to drive around a map. I got enough of that in the shitty ass campaign and in the shitty ass endgame mode. Please, there's a reason people like the claustrophobic classic round-based zombies map design. Please stick to that. Please. All right, so now that was all the stuff they're adding to Black Ops 7. Now, what are they doing for Warzone? Who gives a shit, because it's Warzone, right? I've never liked Warzone, but just in case someone out there, I'm sure, is interested, let me go over that. First, they're reskinning Rebirth Island to be winter. Cool. So Rebirth Island is a good enough map to where I will let them get away with that. But other than that, yeah, I can't believe they're advertising that as like a major update. They're just making it winter themed. And oh, you can see the footprints in the snow on certain parts of the map, so you can track your opponents. Yeah, that's cool, but it's like, how is that? That's not really a major feature. And they're they're adjusting the lighting. And they're making the gas. It's, instead of gas, it's snow, but it's also still gas and does the exact same thing. Nice, devs. Nice one. They're adding some new perks, which I've literally never used. I've never been around for Warzone to use these. I played Warzone, you know, like kind of back when it came out, and I hated it back then because it was too big and lasted too long. The maps, more driving around and running around, big empty maps, right? My favorite. So they're adding new perks, cool, whatever. And yeah, oh wow, more ranked. You can play ranked Resurgence. Whoa, my God, that's so cool. That's so fun. Oh my God. Oh my God, so cool, so fun. Yeah, basically they're not really adding anything to Warzone. A lot of the stuff went to Black Ops 7, which good, because, you know, I paid $70 for it, which was a mistake. But there's one tiny little thing about Battle Royale that they give us a little tease for the mid-season. They're going to introduce what they say is a brand new Battle Royale experience with the arrival of the Avalon map in Warzone, which I'm pretty sure is the same map in Black Ops 7. I think that's the endgame map. So how is that not already in Warzone if it's like the same game? Beats me. But they say that this is going to draw inspiration from Blackout, from the Black Ops 4 Battle Royale Blackout mode, which I played a tiny bit of, but I didn't play that much. But my brother played a ton of Blackout, and he said it was the best Battle Royale that Call of Duty did, and one of the best that was out at the time. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Will it be as good as the old Blackout? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. And then finally, of course, they add some new weapons from Black Ops 7 to Warzone. Yeah, sure. Good enough. And there's one new goofy weapon, which is like a hacksaw that shoots out saw blades. Sure, that's funny. And of course, then they advertise their battle pass and their black sale. Please spend $30 on useless cosmetics. And yeah, I won't lie. I've, of course, it's impossible to avoid microtransactions in modern games, so I won't even pretend that I haven't bought any, and I'm not gonna fake a huge angry rant saying, oh, microtransactions are bad, Because I guess if the game is free, it's whatever, right? It's only when they like to put them in our $60 games, which I guess, yeah, Black Ops 7 is a $60 game, so I guess so that's an issue. Or when they try to put them in single player games, like when Ubisoft tries to put them in like Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. Yeah, pay $10 for a skin that should be in the base game. Yeah, that is really stupid. But yeah, I've never liked the battle passes in not Black Ops, in Warzone. They've always had crappy skins. There was maybe one battle pass that I liked that was like a Halloween theme, but who cares? You're in first person the whole game. Skins don't matter. And then finally they advertise their new skins coming to the shop. Wow, very cool, very exciting. Who cares? And that's it. That's pretty much all they're adding to this season. As far as I know, I went over everything they were adding at mid-season and at the launch of this season. Now, I guess to answer the question, does this save Black Ops 7? Kind of is my answer. I definitely enjoyed the multiplayer. So if you only care about Call of Duty multiplayer, well, you probably already bought the game, so you're probably not even watching this video. And what about Zombies? Zombies was a big one that I hated at launch. I would say yes, the new maps and the new survival maps, definitely, they've added enough to where I think it's worth, not $70 if you're just a Zombies fan. Honestly, I would say wait for a sale. I'd say this game is worth picking up on a sale now, but just ignore the campaign. Do not buy this game for $70. Definitely don't buy it if you're interested in the campaign. It's shit. But yeah, now the Zombies and multiplayer are, both of those components have improved greatly since launch. And Warzone is just still Warzone. So in conclusion, is Black Ops 7 worth buying right now? Not at full price. I would say once this game goes for half off, or they get through a few more updates, then I would say it's worth the price. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. This was a very lazily edited video. This is a very lazy video, just kind of an impromptu kind of impressions / review of the new season. And yeah, it does improve a lot of things. And if you already have the game, then I'd say, which unfortunately I paid full price. I'd say if you already have the game, I'd say it's worth checking out at least the Zombies, and that's about it. The multiplayer is, always, it's Call of Duty multiplayer. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Remember to like, favorite, share, all the things that the algorithm gods love. It really helps the small channels. Pretty please. Well, see you guys next time.